Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. I am Dr. Lakeisha McKnight. Welcome to the Leadership TKO live show. Welcome to the show, everybody. I know right now we are live on Facebook. We're also live on several podcast platforms throughout the world. And this information, this video, will be made available on the Leadership TKO channel as well on YouTube. And so again, I do want to welcome all of you here. We want to get some technical things taken care of before we dive in. So let's just make sure all is well right here on the Facebook platform as we are indeed live. And so it is Monday, January the 29th of 2024. And if you're new to this stream, if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the podcast, listen. Thank you so very much for taking the time to connect and to be here with me and the others who are plugged in. And I'm going to do a brief little introduction in just a second. As you're coming in, do me a favor and drop in the comment section below. Go ahead and drop in your city, your state, where you're tuning in from. And as we're moving along during this stream and this video and podcast, I'll do my very best to acknowledge you as we're here together. So let me go ahead and also drop in there in the comment section. I want to make sure that everyone is able to plug in and tune in from wherever you are indeed tuning in from. So once again, glad to have all of you here throughout the world plugged into the show. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Lakeisha McKnight, and I am the CEO founder of the iLead Company. And the iLead Company is a company that houses the brand Leadership TKO. So that's why if you see Leadership TKO anywhere, it's housed by the iLead Company. And overall, this company has a mission. And I am going to share with you what that mission is in just a moment. So again, I do see a few of you coming on in. Facebook will let you all know that we're live right now. And so I do try to give it a minute or two as Facebook is doing what they do and informing you all that I'm live. So let's just give it a couple more seconds. And then we're going to go ahead and dive right on in. So as you're coming in, again, drop in your city, your state, your country. Even if you're tuning into the replay of this, feel free to drop in there where you're tuning in from, and we'll keep this thing moving. So I'm actually going to tag just a few people as well for those of you on Facebook, because I know it can take a little minute or two for you to see the stream. So if I have not tagged you, it's not done purposely. It's just that I see the first few names and I was able to do a few tagging. So I do see Miss Chrissy Ann? Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And if I'm not, please forgive me for not doing it correctly. But feel free to drop in where you're tuning in from. Glad you are here with me. So once again, Leadership TKO, the mission is to empower men and women, network marketing leaders, wealth building network marketing leaders, with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income while you're on the road to financial freedom. But more specifically, for those of you who are really seeking to achieve financial freedom God's way, and that's what makes, Leadership TKO very unique. But if you're looking to do things differently, especially in 2024, if you're looking to build your business and build wealth God's way, you definitely want to connect here with the Leadership TKO show. And we go live every Monday and every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. So set an alarm so you don't miss us here on these 2 days each week. Now, on Mondays, we dedicate Mondays to network marketing professionals. So whether you're new to this industry, you have a fair amount of experience, or you consider yourself to be an expert, this day is dedicated for us, network marketing professionals. And so I provide you with tips and strategies. It's not full-blown trainings, but tips and strategies so that you can thrive and do well on your way to financial freedom and doing it God's way. So with that being said, I'm ready to go. Good evening, Greg. Welcome to the stream. Good evening, Royal Calhoun. Glad to have you here as well. I do have a PowerPoint that I am going to share on tonight. So let's go ahead and get that out. and let's get this thing rolling. Okay, let's get it rolling. And so once again, glad to be connected to each and every one of you on tonight. So if you can see the screen, if you can see that it says Mastering the Art of Communication, Essential Skills for Network Marketing Success. If you can see the screen and hear me, go ahead and drop in. I see it and I hear you. I see it and I hear you. Put that in the comment section. That lets me know that all is well with our technology, because we know how technology can be sometimes. So just drop it in the comment section and let me know all is well. Good evening, Sharon Zink. I see that you're tuning in as well. Drop in the comments, everyone, where you're plugging in from. We are networkers. That's why we're on Facebook and on podcast platforms and YouTube, because we network, we connect, we reach out and connect with people. And so welcome. Today, here's the focus: mastering the art of communication, essential skills that you're going to need as a network marketing professional. So look, by the end of today's stream here, by the end, you're going to be equipped with the strategies, with the techniques that are critical for, number one, building strong relationships. Okay, we know that that's critical. Thank you, Royal. Thank you, Sharon, for confirming. You're going to be equipped with the ability to build strong relationships. Number two, effectively convey your message. And number three, drive success in your network marketing endeavors. These are the three objectives that we're going to focus in on during our brief time here on the Leadership TKO show. So listen, let's get into it. Let's talk about this here. The first point: the importance of communication in network marketing. Because firstly, we got to address why communication is so vital in network marketing. Because really, it's the foundation of your business. How many of you agree? Type agree in the chat if you agree that communication is really the foundation of our business. From building relationships, right? We're going to build relationships with our team, to really engaging with potential clients. Okay? You're communicating with your team on a frequent basis, and you're connecting with potential clients. That's what we do. So effective communication really helps in clearly conveying your vision. How many of you, as we moved into 2024, how many of you have written clearly what your vision is? As you're embarking on this journey, this marathon, right, of network marketing, how many of you have set a clear vision for yourself as we're embarking upon this year? Because we have to be able to communicate, number one, the vision. We have to be able to build trust. This is essential. When you build a business, and whether things are going great or things are not going so great, you have to maintain a sense of trust with your relationships, with the people you're connected to. So you have to make sure communication is streamlined, that all is well, people know what's going on. And so when you do that, when you maintain great communication, it strengthens that level of trust. It really, really does. And really also it fosters long-term relationships. Okay, it fosters long-term relationships. So that's the reason why communication is important here in the network marketing profession. So we talked a little bit about the importance of communication here, but let's go into this next part here of active listening. Type in the word active. That's the key word here. Active listening. This right here is so important. Active listening. Okay, because some people still have to work on it. It's not based on age either. Just because you're a little older doesn't mean that you know how to listen well. And when it comes to building a network marketing business, this is important, because great communication really starts with active listening. You know, it's about being able to genuinely pay attention to what other people are saying and understanding their perspective. Okay, because their voice matters, their opinion matters, what they need, and the reason why perhaps they're joining you in your opportunity matters. It's very, very important. And so when you're speaking with someone, also active listening is important, because you want to be able to respond empathetically. You don't want to have a cold response, because then it really, your nonverbal communication is going to come forth real clear. Your tone of voice, all these things really matter. Okay, so listen, when you listen actively, you build a rapport, and it really shows that you value their input. Okay, value. You want to show people that they matter. You then want to engage in active listening. It's an essential aspect in network marketing. Okay, so again, I can't speak more about this enough. You want to learn how to engage in active listening. And so I'm giving you some little tidbits here. Now, detailed training is forthcoming. Definitely stay plugged in, because I have some courses that's going to be released really, really soon. And so you want to make sure that you get your hands on the courses and you dive in so that you can strengthen yourself in this profession. So that's active listening. Let's talk about this next point here, which is clear and concise messaging. Clear and concise. Two parts here. Clear and concise messaging, because your message should be both clear and it needs to be concise. Now, what you want to do is you definitely want to avoid jargon and complex language. Okay. My mentor of the past, Dr. Tybest, I love the fact that he emphasized the importance of keeping it simple. You want to keep it simple, streamline that thing, keep it simple. Try not to, use a whole lot of complex language. And so remember, it's not just about what you say. Okay. It's not just about what you say. It's really how you say it. Okay. It's how you say it. Your goal is really to convey your message effectively without overwhelming or confusing your audience. Can you imagine if I came up in here with all these big, gigantic words and started speaking to you? For some, it will throw them off. It's like, Dr. Lakeisha, what are you talking about? Well, first of all, I probably wouldn't do all that because I'm from right outside of New York City, and I'm not going to overwhelm you with a whole lot of complex language. That's not how I speak. I'm going to speak correctly, but I'm not going to use all these huge words to throw you off. My model is keep it simple and you'll be able to digest it and understand. All right. So again, clear and concise. That's the magic sauce. That's the secret sauce when it comes to communication and messaging. Be clear, be concise. All right. I think we spoke about that long enough, right? And I gave you a hint about this point here of nonverbal communication. I did. I know I did. Nonverbal communication, just like body language and tone of voice, it really plays a significant role when it comes to communication, because these cues can really reinforce your message, or get this, or if not aligned, it actually can create confusion if your verbal and your nonverbal communication aren't in alignment. You can throw the recipient off. The person who's supposed to receive the message, it can be thrown off. Like, for example, you can go to someone, and this is just a simple example, and say, listen, I got this opportunity and I'm really excited about it. Now, if you don't really sound like you're excited, but yet you're saying you're excited, that is not lining up. Okay. And if your facial expression, some people speak through their face, their facial demeanor and their facial expressions. So you want to be careful just to make sure before you go and do certain things. Number one, check your mindset. Number two, make sure your nonverbal communication is in alignment with your verbal communication. So make sure that it's clear. Okay, so facial expressions, tone, they should complement your words. They should complement your words. Like, I'm going to talk to you about some things towards the end, and hopefully my words align with my nonverbal communication as well. So again, this is nonverbal communication, just talking about the importance of your facial expressions, your gestures, and these things that really speaks actually more. You get more of your communication nonverbally than you do verbally. I believe like 85% of your communication people take in, it's really your nonverbal communication. Let's dive into this point here, the importance of consistent and honest communication, especially when it comes to network marketing. Your communication needs to be consistent. Your communication needs to be honest. Okay, it really does, because it helps to do two things. Two things. Number one, it helps to build trust. So if you're taking notes, remind yourself, be consistent, be honest. Okay, be honest. Because again, you want to build trust. And number two is going to impact your credibility. Your credibility. Because if you do one thing and then do another, that's not lining up. The math is not mathing, right? Some people say the math is not mathing. You just said this and then you're doing this, right? It has to line up. You have to talk your walk your talk, all that good stuff. It has to line up. Be reliable in your follow-ups and transparent in your dealings. Ooh, be reliable. If you say you're going to get back with the prospect in 24 hours, boom, 24 hours. Make note of it in a notebook. Set your alarm so you don't miss those follow-ups. Some people say the fortune is in the follow-up, especially in the network marketing profession. Okay? Be reliable. This is not only going to strengthen your network, but also is going to enhance your relationships in the long run. People are going to run with you, whether you're with one company or another company. They're going to quickly align with you. And if they find out they can't trust you, they're going to jump ship. They're going to move on to someone else because they find out, this person didn't handle this the right way. I'm going to another leader. And can you blame them? Can you blame them if they couldn't trust you? If they discern that something is not quite right, I'm discerning that something is not right here. And that's one thing about me. Some of you have been knowing me for years. And if I discern by way of the Holy Spirit that something is not quite right, like the way that you lead is not aligning with the way that I lead, more than likely, there's not going to be a whole lot of business dealings. There isn't, because I'm going to do what God has told and instructed me to do. And of course, I'm encouraging you to do the same thing as well. Okay, I really am. So consistent and honest communication is key, right? It's key. Someone type in that word honest to let me know the importance of being honest in our business dealings. Be honest. Be men and women of integrity. Okay. Be men and women of integrity. Let's dive into this final point of the evening. Let's talk about it, utilizing digital tools for effective communication. Digital tools. So here's the thing. Technology is constantly evolving. And so just understand, you want to be able to leverage tools like social media. Social media is a tool. Okay. Emailing, like email marketing, that's a tool. It's a strategy to stay in touch, right? With your current partners, with prospects. It's important. And then also video calls, everyone. Video calls can go a long way because some people like to match a face with a voice and they want to see those facial expressions. They want to see all of it. Okay. They want to see all of it. So these platforms or for various ways to really connect and engage with your network, irrespective of wherever you live. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're in Africa or in Australia, you'll be able to leverage these tools like social media to reach people. So when some people say, well, I'm not really on Facebook or I'm not really on YouTube or Instagram, how are you going to reach more people? Unless you're going to be going out to networking events every single day, right? How are you going to thrive and be successful in this profession of network marketing if that's not the case? So, quick question for you. First of all, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. We've reached the conclusion of the stream for today, of this video, the podcast. I'm so appreciative of you being here with me. Listen, make sure you're connected with me on these social media platforms. Like if you've enjoyed what you've heard today, I want you to smash that like button or give it a love, right? Throw those hearts, okay? Throw those hearts this way if you've enjoyed what you've heard here with the Leadership TKO show, live right here on Facebook, podcast platforms, and also made available on the YouTube channel. Now, look, If you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe if you've caught this video and you've enjoyed what you've heard. And for those of you on other platforms here, you can go to the YouTube channel as well. Yes, you can. You can go in there, look, and you can put in lakeishatv.com. Go ahead. Someone put that in the comments of the stream for me, please. Type in lakeishatv.com. Make sure you spell it correctly, because if you don't spell it correctly, people won't be able to get to the YouTube channel. Okay. So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you're informed as to when new content is made available right there on the channel. And if you're on the podcast platforms, don't forget to love it, right? Like or love. Don't forget to spread the word about the podcast so that people can come in and tune in as well. So I'm extremely excited. I really, really am. Now, look, I have some other news to share with you because I told you that I would inside of the post earlier on Facebook. Look, there are some great things ahead. And as many of you probably been tuning into my streams at the conclusion of 2023, going into this year, 2024, I've stressed the importance of building relationships, okay, healthy relationships, while also having many options, many sources of income. Because when one source is either slowing up, you'll still have other sources coming right on in. And so what I've begun to form is a wealth inner circle. That's right. I have leaders, men and women, who said, you know what? I'm going to do what the word of God says, that it's important to have 7, if not 8 ventures. You need to have about 8 ventures because you don't know what disasters may fall upon the land. And let me tell you something, if your eyes are not wide open and if your eyes are wide shut, let me say that one more time for the people in the back. If your eyes are wide shut, you don't know what calamities are taking place all over the world. How much time do you have? There are signs that are taking place in the sky. I need you to just get a little serious for me. Thank you, Father. There are signs taking place in the sky that you need to be aware of. The time. You may not have as much time as you think. You want to make sure that you're in alignment with the Most High and you're walking in your divine assignment. You're going to need resources to fulfill the assignment. As one of my business partners said, there are many people with holy hands and empty pockets. Your pockets are empty for various reasons. Maybe past decisions, wrong decisions. Maybe you connected with the wrong people, didn't have a mentor or coach. But if you want to step up, if you want to step up your leadership, if you want to step up and you want to be connected with a circle of like-minded professionals to build wealth God's way. If that's you, and we're not connected yet, we didn't have a Zoom session yet, we didn't have a conversation yet, and you want to see if you and I can come together and we can build wealth together, let's do it. Type in the word wealth below because yes, I have access to many things, many avenues, many sources that are thriving. And there are some sources that are about to launch. And so let's connect. Type in the word wealth if you want to have a conversation with me to talk about the various streams of income that are available, legit resources. We're not talking about rug pulls. We're not talking about scams because I don't align with scams. I disconnect if I find something to be really sketchy. Okay? And so again, look forward to connecting with those of you who want to connect, have a conversation about wealth building and potentially being a part of the Wealth Inner Circle. Thank you so much, everyone. Look forward to speaking with you on Wednesday as well, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So until the next time that you and I come together again, I'm going to encourage you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, and God bless.